This video is a reading I was prompted to do that I did actually on March 8th. It is a reading kind of instructing us to get in tune with nature, to absorb the codes of nature through trees, through grounding, through the various earth elements that the earth provides. Spirit is prompting us to get our hands physically onto nature, get our feet physically connected to nature, as there are so many things that are artificial and that are contaminated on the earth right now through foods, through music, through social media, through internet, movies. There are so many contaminants. There are various things that are out in the world right now and are easy accessible that is just false. AI is taking over all. And although AI is taking over, I do want to be mindful that AI can be useful for some things, but us as spiritual beings, us as humans, we're gonna need to pay close attention and be more grounded, centered, so that we can be aware of what's real and what's fake. Spirit has given me a bit of a message, well, not a bit of a message, a big message, has given me a message that nature is going to how do I say this? Nature is going to be our code. Nature is going to be the thing that will help us determine what's real and what's fake. Tap into the frequency of nature. It's pure, it's authentic, it's
This other channel message
it's
that I got.
protection.
So
It's protection.
I'll put it on this. So the energy of disaster came to me. And I'm not saying that there's going to be this big disaster. It could be, as we know, in California, they have experienced a bunch of disasters with the wildfires, that has been happening, um, the past few years. We know that, the disasters, when it comes to tornadoes, hurricanes have been happening, floods, and things like that. And that energy came to me of like just disaster, all over the world. There's going to be natural disasters happen all over the globe yearly, every season. This is not necessarily a prediction, a prophetic word. We know that disaster strikes. There's going to be some undeniable, disasters that's going to happen. Some areas of the world that aren't as, the disasters aren't frequent or haven't, happened and erupted in a long time are going to be experiencing more, disasters. But with that, Spirit has showed me that it is a must that we put our hands and we get our hands onto nature. We need to get our feet planted into the grounds to absorb. There's going to be messages. There's going to be information that we need to make sure that we are aware. That's going to help us prepare. There's going to be information coming from the trees, coming from the ground, coming from the earth that we need to receive. We need to receive. Um, wow. So I split the deck. Okay, so I split the deck and just the message hadn't even started yet, and I had split the deck, and what was on the bottom was the Hermit. And as we know, the Hermit is like a recluse. They go into themselves. They separate themselves from society and from the community and just kind of go within. But also the Hermit is a depiction of a shaman, and we know that shamans are ancient shamans, and even maybe modern day shamans in some form or fashion retreat into nature. They retreat into the woods to get information. Everybody is going to have to practice their inner shaman, whether you are spiritual in the way that I am, whether you are more religious. It is a must to connect to nature so that you can get the wisdom of nature. And I know some of you may say, well, I get my information from God and from Jesus, and there's no other things greater, outside of God and outside of Jesus. And I get that. I get what you are saying. But what I am channeling from the Most High God, from Yeshua, you know, your Jesus, which is, like I said, your Yeshua, that there is, there, it's important for us to, I'm trying not to say certain words just to, I'm trying not to, what am I trying to say? I'm trying not to create a box or create a one man pot. Um, but it's best to connect to the frequencies of nature. Um, Yeshua, created miracles with nature. Miracles happen with nature. Um, the Most High God, spoke to um, Moses through a burning bush. Nature. Um, Miracles happen when it comes to the connection of nature. One second. Go to the kitchen. Your sister can help you with that. The Most High God um, came through nature in various forms to perform miracles and to wipe out agendas, to heal. You know what I mean? So it is it is important to for us to retreat. Once again, this is a card. Eight of Cups is a card of walking into something and walking away from something, just generally speaking. And with this Hermit card, and me saying that the Hermit card is a depiction of a shaman who went to walk towards the forest, towards nature, to get healing. This is it's crucial. It's right here. And then we have the depiction right here of the world. Of the world. We can sum it up and say earth, the world. It is important for us to get our hands onto nature, get our feet onto nature. Now I mean it because I'm feeling it. Yeah, I'm feeling it. Once again, he has his hand on a staff, wood, a wooden staff. He got his hands physically onto nature. In this Seven of Wands card, their hands are physically, on wood. It's onto nature. Get your hands onto nature. Get your hands onto nature. Get your hands onto something natural. There's a lot of trickery going on. There's a lot of abuse in power going on where the wool is being, the wool is being, what's that saying? The wool, the wool is covering us. It's like removing the wool from your eyes. Like I can't, I feel it more than I can express it right now. Because once again, my clairsentient is strong, but there is just this energy of getting our hands onto nature. This is just a piece of bark that I like have at my desk, and sometimes I grab it. I even have my feet on a piece of bark now, right now, as I ground my energy. I do that when I do my readings. I put my feet, plant my feet on nature. And it's crucial is what I'm picking up on, what I feel. I'm going to shuffle. Giving thanks. I gotta give thanks. Anything else for the collective? And that was a whole like channel message right there that I had got, and I felt it so strongly. But there's like technology is expanding rapidly. There are things that things when it comes to technology like AI has been used long before, the world got to it. And with that, like, we're going to have to, be able to connect with things naturally, we're going to have to be able to connect to things. We got the Chariot and the Knight of Pentacles, but as I'm talking, I just want to continue to shuffle. But we're going to have to be able to connect to things naturally, in this time, so that we don't so that we don't get fooled, so that we what's real and what's real, what's authentic, and what's a trick, what is false. Seeing things clearly. Then this Knight of Swords. Seeing things clearly. We got the Queen of Swords right here. And once again, the Swords energy is about truth. In the Chariot card, that's like, naturally forward movement, making strides, forward movement. He had a sword, in his hand, allowing ourselves to be led with truth. I should have kept that card out, but I wasn't really thinking. Being led, with truth. Actually, you sit in that chair right there. Once again, I mentioned, or I don't know if I did, but being the age of Aquarius right now, a bunch of information is out there, false information is out there, the truth is out there, but we need to be able to connect to things that are natural so that we can be able to see this truth. Bottom of the deck is earth energy. Nazia, earth energy. This is earth energy. This is connecting. Look at the hands. I give thanks. I give thanks. All this energy of the hands. Look at the hands. I'm going to show you what else came out. Hold on. Because I'm going to be able to. I'm going to need to cover it up. No, that's not going to work. I need a black Sharpie. No, I have one. Yes, I do. It ain't working right though. Forget it. I just can't show nudity, so. We have the Star card. Star card is Aquarius. We are in this age of information. Queen of Swords is an energy of Aquarius as well. But Queen of Swords can be Aquarius, Libra, or Gemini. But all these are either forms of communication, truth, justice. Where we have this Aquarius energy, this is, information, excuse me, once again, I'm feeling information, and this is the frequency that we're in. This is the time that we are in. This is the moments that we are in. I just heard collapse. As things collapse, we are going to need to be in the energy of knowing. And how we are going to get in that energy of knowing is being able to connect to what is natural. So one way Spirit is showing me that to do this is clinging on, holding on to things that is out in nature, so that we can get connected and get more consumed with the nature of, because they can't fake that. You can't walk outside and see a fake tree. You know what I mean? Like what we see outside when we walk versus these phones and these devices. When we walk outside, we know for a fact that we are putting our hands on something that is ancient, something that is wise, something that is a source of knowledge, a mental source of knowledge, right? And with nature right now is being depicted by this pentacles card, and the hands of the divine is wrapped around a pentacle. So imagine this is a tree. You know what I mean? Imagine this is a tree. Wrap your hands. Be a tree hugger. Be a tree hugger. And this, I mean physically. I don't mean just mentally going within and imagining yourself connecting to a tree. I mean connect to a tree. If you feel like, oh, I will feel embarrassed to be outside actually hugging a tree, well, do like me. Grab you some bark. Start incorporating, tree elements and herbs and things. Drink more teas, bring it into your home. Yeah, I also heard digestive system. Bring it into your home. Drink it, breathe it. Get outside more. We're going to have to. This is not a suggestion. I'm not talking to those that are NPCs. Y'all will never get it. But there are people that I'm talking to that are, either on edge or don't really feel like it or don't, but you are being guided. This is your call. This is your call, and it is not a ask. Look at the hands. Look at the hands. There's emphasis on the hands. Get your hands connected to nature. Get your hands connected to the waters, natural waters. Let the air, her hand is touching the swords. Get outside. Let the air, run through your fingers. And ask specifically for information that is pertaining to you. What information do I need? What information do I need for my safety? What do you want me to be aware of? What do you want me to be conscious of while you are touching the various elements? Open your palms up to the sun, because I'm picking up on the elements. His palm is open. I'm picking up on the different elements. Open your palms up to the sun to connect to that fire energy. Open your hands up and wrap them around the tree. Wrap them and pick up whatever is out in nature that is natural. Go flower picking. No, don't not necessarily go flower picking, but touch the flowers, touch the leaves. Because everywhere you go, you can't necessarily go and just pick flowers. So I don't want you to just be out in certain spaces just picking their flowers and then get fined or something for picking somebody's flowers. That's the Ten of Cups. Anything else, Spirit? Anything else? Give it thanks. Give it thanks. I'm so glad to give it thanks. So, this is that fire energy that I was talking about when it comes to the strength. I don't know. I don't know who, what. I don't know who is going to experience some form of natural disaster. I don't know when. But all of us, none of us are exempt from experiencing some form of natural disaster. It can happen anytime. I can't say when, where, and the house, meaning what type of natural disaster. Me and my household was definitely close to experiencing a natural disaster just the other night here in Kansas City. Thankfully, I kind of, because before the tornado happened, or the threat of the tornado happened, there was a owl, which is why I got my owl on today. There was a owl outside my house hooting, or hooting, whatever you want to say it. And I heard it on repeat, and it was so crazy because I was on my phone, um and I just heard like they're trying to communicate to you. And so that was my cue to put my phone down and tap in, and I kind of just fell asleep to this owl hooting or whatever. And so I fell asleep, and then I got woken up to the Amber Alert about 11 something, the other night. And it was like, take shelter, a tornado is in your vicinity. I don't know that actual word or whatever, but basically it was like, a tornado is in your vicinity, take shelter. So the only thing that I literally tapped into me for my protection is grab your kids and your money. I literally grabbed my daughter, told my oldest to get to the door, and we were, going. And I remember kind of, not necessarily praying. I wasn't necessarily praying, but just kind of getting in this energy of preparedness, this energy of preparedness. And I told my daughter, get her shoes on and everything. Grab my youngest daughter. She was in my hands. But then I actually told her, I was like, hey, put your shoes on. Just sometimes to tell her to get her shoes on. So we ended up going outside, getting ready to go into like our basement, the building that we live in our basement and everything. And so I saw that it started raining, and so that put me at ease, and I knew that the tornado wasn't going to hit because the rain started and everything. And so just with that alone, like I was just in this energy of being prepared. Not, it wasn't an energy of me being frantic and all over the place. I was just kind of structured, stern, and just prepared to make this move. And lo and behold, like I said, the tornado didn't touch down. It actually lifted back up. But my mom ended up sending me a picture. Well, I will insert here. um sending me a picture of the map of where the tornado was supposed to hit, and literally it was coming straight for my neighborhood, literally coming straight for my neighborhood. So, and it's crazy because as I was getting like these downloads and everything, I always try to make sure that what I'm speaking on is either for me or the collective. And it was just this push to like, yes, for you, but speak on it for the collective, because I feel like there's going to be natural disasters that are going to happen in various places where people aren't used to natural disasters. This isn't for you to be scared. This is for you to be prepared. This is for you to connect to nature so that you can pick up on certain cues and certain things, for you to be calm, for you to be grounded, and for you to prepare, just like the birds, you know what I mean? Just like cats, just like dogs, just like animals that are used to nature. They know to get to safety or to prepare themselves before we do if we're not tapped in. So spirit is wanting us to kind of get like the animals. There's an animal right here. Get like your animals so that you and your family can be prepared, can be fully equipped. All the I have their I always like to see this, or I always like to kind of say ducks in a row when I see, either the nine of cups. I just saw the nine of cups, or even the 10 of cups, because it's usually, the cups are usually like in this row, and it's like get your ducks in a row, get things prepared, for you and your family. Another thing that I was picking up on is getting renters insurance. If you don't have renters insurance, if you feel like, well, nothing really happens, I'm gonna be okay, I'm in a safe part of the town, or what have you, get your renters insurance, because you never know. There are going to be some natural disasters that will strike certain areas where you are not used to natural disasters. Yeah, yeah. We have the eight of wands. I mean the seven of wands here, and this is a guard. This is a card. This is a card of being guarded, being protected. So that you can see what's in front of you. Getting your armor on so that you can see what's in front of you. We have the eight of swords right here. Getting your armor on so that you can see what's in front of you. You know what I mean? About that coming. Excuse me. Hmm. Funny enough, I picked this deck up, and we got coastal. And we all know on the coast there's a bunch of resources, coastal resources. Make sure you got appropriate resources this year. Make sure you got appropriate resources. Make sure you got your pantries stocked up. Make sure you got certain things that you need within your household to be prepared. And I just got a notification that came in of somebody liking a video of mine where I am picking off bark. Get your hands onto nature. If you're not one to tap into nature, you don't deal with outside, maybe allergies, maybe bugs aren't your thing, and you don't deal with outside like that, and but you feel drawn to this message, and that you need to connect more to nature. I make tree element products. It has 5 actual tree elements in it, along with other ingredients from nature. I make an oil. It's an anxiety relief oil, but it's also a grounding oil, an oil that helps ground you and that helps calm you. It's also help for mental clarity, as it has a walnut energy in it, walnut bark, and actual the hulls of walnut I use for the oil, and the protection drops. Both are help you balance out yourself, get grounded, and helps with mental clarity. So if you want to tap in, it's called Royal Earth. I have the oil here, Royal Earth oil. You can connect with me via my inbox, my email, lovenaturally@gmail.com, and that's love naturally with the word tree. Um, you can email me, or you can order from my Shopify account, which is lovenaturally .myshopify.com, and you can order from me there. Let me slow down. It says seek the love of children, but just getting outdoors. Children love outdoors, before they become a certain age, they love outdoors. So getting outdoors more with your kids, Capricorn. Capricorn, earth sign. Ancestors are near, stillness to hear, connecting to earth, connecting, getting rooted in the earth so that you can, pick up wisdom from the earth. Thanks. What message is? Um, Come to nature. Oh goodness, that's too many too. Resources again is here. Thanks. We got new beginnings. Crown chakra awareness. Yeah, crown chakra awareness. Angelic awareness. This is all for me. Just getting connected. New connections. Getting connected. New beginnings. New connections. Oh, these just all over. Pay attention to the signs. Pay attention to the signs. Bonding time. More connecting to nature. I just want to shuffle. Hold on. I'm trying to shuffle through these. Strength. Strength, as we got the strength part here. Strength. Strength. Come on. These cards are popping everywhere. Third eye chakra, new world, see through illusions, connected, getting grounded. Source truth speaks, address your wounds with me. Getting connected. You are too dependent. Try new things. So what I am picking up on, and honestly, I can even attest to this in regards to especially like with my oldest, getting our children, off of the devices, and having them to connect more, because they absorb and they feel, and receive messages and everything as well. And so just getting them, teens is what I'm picking up, because young children, small children, they still play in the dirt. They still, play with all types of stuff outside. They get their hands dirty, but it's something in regards to like, older children and teens that may have, lost sight of connecting and things like that. Why am I feeling like there's something else? Okay. What else? Virgo, another earth sign. Another earth sign. Wow. Another earth sign. It says take the leap. Another earth sign. Meditation. Meditate outdoors. Yeah. Yeah. You could be an Aquarius. We're just talking about Aquarian energy right here. It says insecure. I don't know what that could mean. Maybe grounding can help with someone's insecurities. And then we have Aries. Although Aries is not an earth sign, Aries is a realm. And then go back to nature. I knew I felt I knew I felt to continue to pull from this deck. I'm like, what? What else do you need? What else message do you need? Medicine woman, medicine man. Don't know how karmic relationship fits in this, but it came out. Medicine woman, medicine man. Let's call the message in regards to connecting with nature. So I got orphan. And every time I get the energy of orphan, I always, where did I see that card at? So we got Aquarius here. And then at the bottom of Aquarius, we had Aquarius here. I showed you that already. My crown chakra is tingling right now. We got something's coming in. A message is coming in, forgive me. We got Ophiuchus, which is the energy of forgotten. And when I get the orphan card, although orphan is not necessarily forgotten by their parents, they have no parents, and they may get mixed up in the system, or mixed up, between, mixed in with family, and they may feel forgotten. And what I heard and went back to the card where it said resource, I got that spirit is saying that nature is a forgotten resource. Nature is a forgotten resource. Medicine man, medicine woman. Medicine man, medicine woman. Asia could be experiencing some type of natural disaster, maybe in various places that have never experienced natural disasters, or maybe those that are in Asia, maybe some of you are going to need to connect to nature so that you can get clued in on what's coming, so that you can get prepared, so that you have nature as a resource. I got High Priestess here. High Priestess is someone who sees, someone who knows. Once again, that High Priestess, her hands are up. Her hands are up. She is receiving. She is receiving. High Priest or Priestess. Phobias. Phobias. This isn't the time to hold on to fear. This isn't the time, and I don't want this to fear. I don't want any of you to be scared when you hear the word natural disasters, especially those of you that don't necessarily experience natural disasters. I've never experienced a natural disaster, so I'm not saying this because I don't want to instill no fear into myself, but I just see this as spirit is trying to give us a gentle reminder, a warning, just a form of another way to connect, so that we could prepare ourselves. And nature is a way that we can connect, connecting to the vibration and the frequency of nature, getting our hands onto these things in nature. There's something got to do with it's like another message is coming in, and I might just do a love reading for that. There's some other things that are coming in because my channel is open, but Yeah, I'm gonna put that to the side. Is there anything else, Spirit? Is there anything else? Shuffle, shuffle. Various forms of balance is coming through. And I saw mother and I saw father when I split the deck. And then I see baby. Yeah, this is just the most I got. Most High God, and I see baby. Mother, father, baby. When I see things like that, that just lets me know this is the Most High God. The Most High God is in the midst. Orphan again. Orphan again. Orphan at the bottom of the deck, and I'm gonna show you what came out. I did this to my Love Naturally deck. I literally put it down and I was like, no, something's telling me to pick it back up again, and I picked it back up again. And we got back to nature. In this deck, I put it down. Y'all saw me put the deck down. And something was like, nope, shuffle and pull more cards. Literally, orphan. What I say, orphan gives me the energy of the forgotten. Nature being a forgotten resource, right? Wisdom. Nature, wisdom. Nature being a forgotten resource, correct? I got tree. I got trees. Nature is a forgotten source of wisdom. Nature is a forgotten source of wisdom. Nature is a forgotten source of protection. I got knighthood that I didn't say anything about. Nature is a forgotten resource of protection. Nature is a forgotten resource of wisdom. Nature is a forgotten resource to help us prepare and keep us aware. Farm, nature, nature, more nature. Father, Heavenly Father, crazy. Knighthood. Didn't I say I got knighthood? Male, female, balance. This is Most High God talking, y'all. This is Most High God. Yeah. Didn't I just say I got knighthood? Nature is a forgotten source of wisdom. Nature is a forgotten source of protection. Nature is a forgotten source of preparedness. Nature is a forgotten resource of awareness. This is Most High God. Once again, the Most High God show up for me in balance. Usually masculine, feminine show up, and then a well-rounded energy of child shows up. We got father. The father is holding the hand of its child. Then we got male, female right here. Asia is back out on the board. Food and hunger. Prepare, forgiveness. There's somebody that is in a karmic situation. You are dealing with a karmic partner, and it is time, like, you have no choice but to cut this relationship out. I don't know who this is for, but you have been dealing with this person for a long time now. A long time now. And you need to cut this out. You need to cut it short. You need to cut it. Karmic relationship keeps coming out. And then at the bottom of that, wars and battles. And then I have transportation, meaning you need to leave this person. You need to leave this person. And I just heard it's for your own good. I don't know, you may not want to leave. And this is, like I said, this is a separate message. You may not want to leave, but you need to leave. And I feel like your spouse, your actual spouse, I don't know if this is for somebody and this is your husband or your wife, and you need to leave this husband or this wife. And I'm gonna just say it, some reason, like, I don't want to be the one to tell you, but you know, the thing about it is you know that you need to leave either this husband wife alone, or you're in just a relationship where y'all not actual married, but it's like common law, y'all been together and been dealing with each other for a long time, and you need to cut it out. You need to cut it out. And you know this is somebody that is no that is, you not confused. I don't know if you waiting for something else to come through and then for you to leave. I don't know. You not confused. But you be like, biblical is giving me like you've been dealing with this for a long time. You've been dealing with this for a long time. And I feel like there's something when you leave this situation, there's your actual real spouse is coming in. Lead with the energy of forgiveness. This is cutting into something else. Asha, Asha, go and get me my lighter and my Palo Santo stick that's on my altar back there. You'll see, you'll know it. It looks like a stick. It's Palo Santo is on my altar. Cause I'm not. I had to say that. I wasn't even trying.